Press play. There's the magic finger. Pressing down. Yeah.
The Wrestling Club with Darren and Brett. We've got a show that you'll never forget.
Greetings, Grapple fans, and welcome once again to WFMU's Wrestling Club, the only club that's also a YouTube stream and a radio show, and now officially a podcast. That's right, you can listen to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever you like to listen to your podcast. We're going to be there for you. My name is Darren Maybe. I'm a WFMU DJ broadcasting live from downtown Jersey City, Chill Town, where it is Mischief Night. And speaking of mischief, I have a very mischievous co-host coming on to you from Hollywood, California via satellite, the Lord Alfred Hayes to my Vincent Kennedy McMahon, Mr. Brett Davis. Brett, how are you?
Salutations. That's my best Lord Al Hayes
Yeah,
impression.
I'm sorry I made you Lord Al Hayes in that little
There's no winners in that game.
No, there's no way
on.
out. There's no way out. I want to believe that I am slightly more lucid than Lord Alfred Hayes. And honestly, you have a better British accent than I do.
Thank you.
That's not
He had a
that...
weird British accent.
Yeah, it was fake. I think it was fake. Yeah.
It wasn't a fake accent,
But
it was just...
I think it started off fake. I think he's from like the upper territories in Canada, and then he just wrestled as a British guy for so long that he just ended up doing a British accent. But I don't know if that's true or not.
Makes sense. It would make sense. Welcome to our live stream watchers.
Yeah,
for
thanks.
Some reason they can't see us. No, they can now.
Can you
There
see
we
us?
go.
I hope you can see us. I can't see you, but you're in my mind's eye.
If you want to call in and be a part of the show,
call the
here's what
hotline.
You gotta do.
You gotta call the hotline.
You gotta call this number 732-200-CLUB. That's 732-200-CLUB, and you'll be able to join in on the action.
Yeah, we really need your calls tonight. We need the support, okay? We're coming in. This is our 10th episode. Now we're a podcast. Now we're the real deal. You can download on Apple Podcasts. You got to rate it, 5 stars on the Meltzer scale. You got no choice. You're going to have to leave a comment. You're going to have to...
Please leave a review.
Please
Those
review
actually
us.
Help.
But even if you don't like us and you want to criticize us, just give us 5 stars. Just be like it's like 5. Think of it as like 5 whacks on the bottom. All right.
If you're sitting on your computer and you're listening to our voices now, maybe just go and tweet about us. We're on Instagram at Wrestling Club WFMU, on Twitter at Wrestling_Club_. So we're more legitimate than we were a few weeks ago.
Marginally.
Except for the fact that we had a guest booked and we don't have it.
Well, you know what? Wrestling Club is a club that's in flux. Okay, but hopefully, I know Open Mike is helping his son with his homework this week, and I appreciate that. I wish I had a dad that helped me with my homework.
I wish I had a dad.
Oh. Well,
however, we do have
that,
a great guest.
Yeah.
In Sally Burtnick, who is one of our oldest friends. I met you two both on the same night. We'll go into that story.
We'll talk
when
all
we bring
about
her
that.
in, because I bet she doesn't want to hear the wrestling news.
We
Darren,
hold on. We also have a retraction from last week. I believe that you made a mistake. I
made a mistake in my research about the world of professional wrestling mummies. If you tuned into our Brawloween episode, we gave out an award for best mummy. Most of the nominees were named the Mummy. A few of them were named La Mumia. I was mistaken. There was another La Mumia who was maybe from Brazil, or maybe that's another one. That's confusing.
That's fair. Yep.
But the one that won was the Argentinian La Mumia from Titanes en el Ring.
Absolutely.
As I was doing research for publishing the episode, I realized that John Manuel Figueroa, who played La Momia in Titanes en el Ring, is actually alive and well.
Oh, good. That's good news. You know what? That's some good news for 2020. We got to get La Mumia on the club. We got to get.
Well, here's where it gets a little complicated, and why I don't feel like I'm terribly in the wrong for mistaking this La Momia for a dead La Momia. Momia is by his nature the Walking Dead.
True. Yeah.
As I did a little more research, I realized that there's also another person who claims to be the Titanus NL ring La Momia, who is Oscar Alberto de Melli. Although Juan Manuel Figueroa says that all he did was iron the costumes, and that this guy
is this
a charlatan
is this
trying
kind
to
of
get attention.
Is
He's
Oscar
gotten in,
is
he's
Oscar
gotten,
well that is
he's gotten into conservative politics.
We're learning here, okay? We're trying. Brett and I don't speak to one another.
This is the only time
I have a question.
talk.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Would you compare this situation to Doink and Alabama Doink?
I don't think Alabama Doink ever claimed to be the Doink.
No, you don't think so?
Yeah, but
Wow.
I did a little research into this guy. Oscar de Melli seems to like campaign against abortion clinics and stuff.
Oh.
I think my heart has to go with Juan Manuel Figueroa.
Absolutely.
Who's
Without
working
a
on the
doubt.
new Titanus and helping train yet a third La Momia.
Oh, this is great news. We're going to have to follow this. Stay with the wrestling club to follow. We're going to be following this all year. This is going to be next year is going to be La Momia's year. I really hope we get to see La Momia in WWE. And if we did see La Momia in WWE, this past week's NXT Halloween Havoc would have been a great place to debut.
That's true. Halloween Havoc was, I wouldn't say a good show, but it was a fun show.
I want to admit
there were some good matches,
Brett,
actually.
Brett, I want to admit something. I did not watch it. I didn't get a chance to watch it this week, but I heard it was the biggest show of the week. It beat AEW in the ratings. First time they've done that in like a year or months or whatever. I watched a couple clips you told me about. I saw a cameo from your favorite wrestler.
Yes,
Michael P.S.
We should just
Hayes.
talk about the show is a reboot of the famous WCW pay-per-view,
Right.
Halloween Havoc.
This was the first Halloween Havoc in 20 years.
Yes, and to honor the tradition, Halloween Havoc always used to have a big pumpkin, big inflatable pumpkin that the wrestlers would like walk out in front of.
Really?
And, yeah,
I don't ever
every year.
I don't ever remember that.
At least in the later years.
I know they had like a graveyard.
How do you not remember the big pumpkin? That's
I don't
what
remember.
everybody-
I guess I just blocked it out. I just remember the creepy graveyard. I remember they had a little graveyard. They had the wheel that they would spin, the creepy wheel.
Well, that also made a comeback. But,
I saw.
They did
I
bring
heard,
back the big orange pumpkin in Michael P.S. Hayes, who wore orange silk.
I was looking. So I was looking up a clip of Michael Hayes for another project. I don't want to tell you about it, but he was also wearing. It was from 1995, Doc Hendricks era, and he was dressed head to toe in orange. So, but it was a different orange outfit. So I'm just saying.
Yeah,
So
it was
weird.
a fun show. They had the spin the wheel, make the deal matches. One was the tables, ladders, and scares match, which involved severed limbs. Dexter Loomis
no.
wrestled in a match and brought in a zombies legal match. And turns out he was aligned with the zombies.
Wait, hold on, rewind. A zombies are legal match.
Mm-hmm.
Was there? I mean, I know that the ECW zombie passed on.
Yeah, there were about 4 female zombies who were chasing Cameron Grimes all the way from a House of Horrors to the COVID
the COVID zone, the COVID dome.
zone,
Yeah.
the COVID center.
Yeah.
That continues to have breakouts. The WWE Performance
Yep,
Center.
they had another one. This is their maybe 5th, I think, that we've heard about.
Yeah, I hope Poppy's okay. Poppy was there to
Oh
intro.
man, to start that show in Drop D, baby.
Yeah, that perfect angelic voice. Yeah, but she helped Io Shirai enter for her main event match. Io Shirai retained. Johnny Gargano won the North American Championship.
Wow.
And Cameron Grimes succumbed to a zombie attack.
If somebody like me did not watch this show and they were going to go back and watch something, what would you tell them to watch?
I'd say it's a 2-hour show. Just enjoy the whole thing.
All right.
We had some fun appearances from the Yeti and Shockmaster.
Oh, wow. Who played, was it like just clips of it, or did they put, they get somebody in the, put somebody
Killian
in the
Dane
helmet?
was our Shockmaster.
Oh, wow. What an honor.
And little Drake Maverick was Hulk Hogan, 1995.
Oh, in the Yeti situation?
Yeah, he got a little squished.
He got a little humped.
Speaking of Michael Hayes, who cameoed, he was somebody I realized had a match in 1999 in WWF against Tracy Smothers.
Oh, my goodness.
Who passed away this week.
Right. At the age of 58, he passed away after battling lymphoma for the past year. I'll admit, I had totally overlooked Tracy Smothers over the years. I cannot believe all the places he wrestled and how he connects so many different wings of professional wrestling. He wrestled. He was the wild-eyed Southern boy wrestling bears in Tennessee. He was in ECW as a full-blooded Italian. He was the Japanese bootleg Jason in, I believe, was that in War or was that in FMW? It wasn't FM. It was Wing. It was in Wing.
Yeah, Wing.
Which was a Japanese hardcore wrestling promotion where he portrayed Jason Voorhees.
You know what? I'm going to say this officially now. We did our Brawloween episode last week, but we forgot to give a Best Jason award. So posthumously, we award the Brawloween award for Best Jason to Tracy Smothers.
Wow, what an honor. He was also...
There's a couple.
There were a few.
Including Slapjack in Retribution.
That's right.
I consider him a wrestling Jason.
There was the original Jason the Terrible. Well, not the original Jason. The original wrestling Jason the Terrible, who was a little too Canadian to be scary.
Dan
but
Croffett.
Was it Dan? I thought no, it was Carl. It was Carl Moffat, not Dan Croffett.
Oh, I get the two confused.
Oh, I have
the same name.
They have the same name, and they're kind of the same Canadian problem.
Yeah.
Although I like Dan Croffett, I'll go to bat for Dan. But then there was the Puerto Rican Jason. I think there was an El Hijo del Jason, but that might have just been Carl Moffat in Mexico. But
yeah. Also, another, Tracy Smothers, not Italian, but somehow a member of the full-blooded Italians, also is a member of the Nation of Domination.
I did not know he was in the Nation of Domination. That's really...
Well, you might have been confused because he renamed himself Shaquille Ali.
Oh, boy. Well, that wasn't so... It's okay. I forgive him.
Tracy Smothers was really great at what he did. Probably for the best that it's in the past.
Yeah, Tracy Smothers is a guy that really, he's one of the only guys that connects territorial wrestling with 2000s independent wrestling.
Yeah, he was wrestling Sue Young at WrestleMania week last year. Oh,
I didn't know that. That's really weird.
There's a great clip I posted. If you can check it out on our Instagram, Wrestling Club WFMU. It's I pair two videos together, one of him in some small town with a 20-person audience in Pennsylvania, and then he cuts the same promo with the same amount of heat in New York City, where he's like, Osama bin Laden, all you needed to do is take out the two bridges and this place would have sunk itself.
Wow. That's honest.
Again,
great
politically incorrect guy. He wore the Confederate flag.
He did.
The last wrestler allowed.
The rebel flag. There was a rebel flag.
Is that different than the Confederate flag?
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
But, it could be argued that he really did it for the heel heat.
Yes.
He would
or the baby face fire also, depending on where he was working.
Exactly, yeah.
Uh-huh.
What was his quote? There's another inspirational one. I'm American born, Southern by the grace of God, and a wild-eyed Southern boy. I'll see you at the matches.
Wow, what a quote. Put that on his tombstone.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun to go back and look at Tracy Smothers. He's in the Attitude Era. He's in ECW Dancing to Staying Alive. He's wrestling bears.
Well, that's the thing. If you really want to see an amazing clip, you have to watch him wrestle the bear in
Wrestling Club WFMU. You
oh,
can find
look
them
at
all.
that, Brett. We got a call. Somebody's
Wonderful.
calling the club. Thank you for calling WFMU Wrestling Club. Who are we speaking to?
You're talking to Brett from Chicago.
Brett from Chicago. Thanks for calling in. What do you
want to talk about, Brett?
Thanks for having me. Well, I was just listening, and I heard that you guys were talking about Tracy Smothers, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. I had seen him in WCW, and I always thought he was really great in the ring. And but it's interesting that he was a good guy.
Yeah.
During most
he would dress up like a
tenure.
Confederate soldier in WCW and get cheered.
He was very over when he was right.
Yes.
But then once he turned into a cowboy, they didn't like him anymore. So it was a weird time. 1992.
Yeah, it's a weird time. I saw him also. We used to get smoke. Well, we didn't get. My brother used to be able to get Smoky Mountain Wrestling in Toledo.
Okay.
He would send me videotapes to Flint, so I could see Smoky Mountain, and I saw Tracy. He was in the Thugs.
Yeah, right. He was what?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I was, and they had a great catchphrase that I have memorized, for the last 25 years. It's stuck in my head.
What is it?
Ooh, give it to us. I know it, but I want you to give us your best Tracy Smothers in honor of the man.
Oh man, gee Willikers. Okay.
If you want to blade your forehead to get a crimson mask, go for it. We can't see it, but if it helps you get into character.
Yeah, I got some ketchup. I could use.
That's fine. Give it a little squirt. That's fine.
Okay.
This is just for your method.
It's the brand they have at Big Lots.
Oh, that's fine.
It
hey,
might be
I'm living on a budget too, pal. It's all right.
All right, here goes. T is for terrible, H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail, 'cause a thug can't spell.
Beautiful.
Wow, really? I thought you brought him back to what a in memoriam for the wild-eyed Southern boy. Yeah. Anything else, Brett?
Not much. I do want to say I do think the guy, despite the horrible gimmicks, I mean, he was. One of those videotapes I saw, he went through or he put somebody through a table, but it was a solid wood table. Like there were splinters.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it was, he was, there was a lot to be said for him. And apparently from what I've seen in the eulogies, he was, well liked by his, fellow wrestlers. So I think that's, despite the bad gimmick, it sounds like he was, very, very supportive and, to young guys, and, he was still going till the end too. So,
right.
Cheers to Tracy.
Yeah.
Cheers.
There's
Tracy.
one, they had a Effie versus Orange Cassidy match, and the match ended with Effie just asking Orange Cassidy out on a date, and then the two left the ring hand in hand. And Tracy was like, "That's the best thing I've ever seen."
Yeah,
Really?
I wish more of the old timers in wrestling were as open minded as Tracy Smothers. I think he's a good example for that generation of how to, be, to be in the modern era. You know what I mean?
To be just a decent person, I guess.
Yeah.
Even though he wore a Confederate flag and, to appeal to fans, right?
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, I guess
Depending on where he was.
It's a cultural thing, I guess.
He knows exactly what he's doing in 2020, walking into the ring with the Confederate flag.
Sure.
And you know, he's a complex person.
I agree. Yeah.
Well,
Rest in
thank
peace.
you, Brett, for your call. We really appreciate it. Thanks for listening to the show.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Brett.
Thanks for having me.
Yep, take care.
Guys.
Bye-bye. Oh, boy. We should move on in the news. Love Tracy Smothers, though. Definitely. Do you have a favorite Tracy Smothers match, Brett, or a favorite besides the Bear or besides the is there anything
I came up I really in earnest started watching wrestling every Saturday morning in like 1996. Although I'd seen some like videotapes prior to that. But I was, every week Superstars, and there he was as Freddie Joe Floyd, feuding with the likes of Triple H and I guess jobbers.
Did you see that? Did you see that clip of Tracy Smothers kicking out of the pedigree?
No, I didn't.
I saw Chris.
But I probably saw it live at the moment.
Chris Hero shared it, and I thought that was a good tribute. That was a good tribute to Tracy Smothers. I remember Tracy Smothers when I first watched WCW. I'm a little older than you, a couple years. So I saw him with the Young Pistols and the Southern Boys, which can't say I was a really big fan of either gimmick. Although I'd say the Young Pistols were better than the Smoking Guns. They were kind of the same gimmick, but the Southern Boys, not really my thing. But, everybody's talking about their Midnight Express matches, which were great. Those are like excellent tag team matches. I love him in Wing when he's like doing the hardcore style as it was Jason versus Jason, wasn't it? Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's what he came in as like an imposter Jason to wrestle the other Jason. So it's like almost like Undertaker versus It actually basically is Undertaker versus Undertaker.
Yeah, but like Undertaker didn't wear a hockey mask.
No, he wore a weird Phantom of the Opera mask for a little bit though.
Yeah,
but
Japanese wrestling's weird.
Wrestling is weird.
You know who else is weird, and I can't wait for the world to learn about it. I hope it gets the full Keith Raniere treatment. Vince McMahon, work has begun in a new documentary series. Let's tell us about that.
We got another call. I'm going to take the call.
Fair.
All right, we'll come back to Vince McMahon in a second. Thank you for calling Wrestling Club. Who are we speaking to?
Hey, Darren, this is Vin from Staten Island.
Oh, Vin from Staten Island. Good to hear your voice. How are you?
Oh, hello.
Hello, hold on.
Oh, wait. Wait, hold on. Vin? What'd you do to Sally?
I have no idea what's going on.
You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about that. What do you want to talk about tonight?
Okay.
What do you want? We got to move on.
There's some ghost bleeding in.
Well, you never know.
Yeah, I heard you guys talking about Halloween Havoc. I have a couple Halloween Havoc matches queued up here.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to get your opinion on.
Sure. I've watched all of them. Well, I've watched most of them.
Okay. Well, I've got some of the worst and some of the best here. So let's see what you got to say about it.
Oh, I want to figure out which one's which one you think is the best and which one you think is the worst, because our opinions could be different. But continue.
That's true. The first one I have queued up here is what is, I guess, colloquially known as a DNA match.
DNA,
which is David Flair versus Buff Bagwell from 2000.
Two great work.
Which is really just a first blood match.
At first, good. Is Judy Bagwell?
It was to find out the true biological father of Flair's fiance's baby.
I mean, DNA comes in many forms.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially with those two.
Ooh. I don't remember that one. I imagine, did they both bleed?
Well, no. What happened was the match ended with Bagwell winning, but Flair still got the sample after Lex Luger drew blood. Or not Lex Luger. Lex Luger ran in and drew blood from Bagwell following the match because he was still involved.
Okay, so Lex Luger possibly stabbed Buff Bagwell to get DNA for wait, hold on. So wait a second. So it was Buff Bagwell and David Flair were but both saying they were the father. The classic Jerry Springer wrestling storyline, right?
Yeah,
so whoever lost had to take the DNA test. So neither of them wanted to be the father. Is that what the idea was here?
No, neither of them wanted to. In classic Vince Russo fashion, neither of them wanted to be the father.
Who is the mother?
I believe it was Daphne.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
what's wrong with Daphne? She's beautiful.
She's a wonderful woman.
Alternate girl.
What else do we have? What else is on the Halloween list?
Well, speaking of Lex Luger, we've got from 1989, Brian Pillman versus Lex Luger.
Oh, I remember that match.
Yeah, which that was the Halloween Havoc that had the Thunderdome match.
Yeah, with Bruno putting out the fire. Yeah. The cage spontaneously combusted.
So that must have been a technical marvel in what, 1991?
Yeah. Well, no, that's 1989.
That's 1989 to set up all those screens around instead of having a live audience.
Okay. I love that. I remember the Brian Pillman Lex Luger match. That was when like Lex was like kind of cool. Like I kind of liked 1989 Lex. He's like,
yeah, people kind of forget that Lex Luger kind of had some.
Oh, we're losing you, Vin.
With the narc.
Well, I think we lost there, but I think I know your point. I don't think Lex was okay until Ric Flair left WCW, and then it was like, okay, this guy's in way over his head. Like he always needed Ric Flair, the classic thing. But that was Brett. Have you ever you've never seen that match?
I have not. No,
that's fine. But you've seen the Thunderdome. You've seen Muta and Terry Funk.
I have not. No,
really. That's actually a pretty good match. It's got Bruno's the referee. He calls it right down the middle. And what's it? Sting and Flair versus Muta and Terry Funk in the cage. It's really good.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good match. Maybe not my favorite of the Halloween Havoc cage matches, though. There was the one with Abdullah and Cactus Jack where they electrocute. What was that called? What was the chair called? The Chair of Doom?
Chamber of Horrors.
Chamber of Horrors match. Yeah. And then you have to put them in the chair. It's maybe... I can't remember if it's the Chair of Doom or the Chair of Destruction, but
so stupid.
Yeah, really bad. They're wrestling in a ring with a giant electric chair in the center of it, and they don't really have anywhere to move. And there's like 10 guys in the match. It wasn't the best. Vin, you got any more Halloween Havoc matches?
Yeah, yes, I do. I'll throw one more bad one and one more good one.
Okay, here we go.
The one I have here is. The Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan, 1998. That's the one where Hogan was going to throw a firebomb in his face.
And burned himself.
And accidentally burned his own face off.
Burned his mustache off.
Yeah.
A terrible turn of events. What a match. What a rivalry. Ultimate Warrior,
It was the NWO versus the One Warrior Nation.
That's right. I mean, I was definitely an NWO kid, but I was also thinking I might be an OWN fan, which doesn't really...
Oprah Winfrey Network.
Yeah, which was, yeah. People don't know that, Jim Hellwig was a big daytime television guy. I'll say this. Ultimate Warrior... I wish he was in WCW for 10 years. I don't think it could have only gotten worse, and that would have been fun. Imagine, who never worked together was Ultimate Warrior and Vince Russo. Can you imagine what we would have had?
Oh, my God.
Warrior came in 98, and WCW was still okay. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, no, it hadn't completely gone off the rail. You could see the seams breaking, but the dam had not broken out.
Right, but
he was part of it.
He helped. He did help.
Make
it worse. He made it worse, not better. But hey, as a kid, I always wanted that Sting Ultimate Warrior match. I thought that would have been so cool.
Did they never have an actual
No.
match, or was that
No.
the one match? It was just the Hogan match he had.
That's the only one he did that I recall. I
I think
definitely
he was
didn't
part of
wrestle
like a
Sting,
battle royal or something.
Okay.
But
Well, I've got one more match for you, and I think we're going to end on a high because it's from 1997. Maybe what many would say the best Halloween Havoc match ever.
yeah, definitely.
Rey Mysterio
Mhm.
versus Eddie Guerrero.
Maybe the best WCW match of all time.
Beautiful.
Yeah, a really beautiful match. I overlooked that match for years. I don't think I saw it on pay-per-view at the time. I don't think I got that pay-per-view. But I loved Rey Mysterio. And honestly, Rey Mysterio didn't have any bad matches in WCW in 1997. I loved his matches with Dean Malenko, Ultimo Guerrero, Hoovy. They're all great.
Well, first two updates from the chat. Stacy Keebler was the mom.
Oh, I thought Stacy Keebler was in the chat.
The she might be. The
Hey,
original idea.
Stace!
This is from Tom Green, not that Tom Green. It says the original idea was for Ric Flair to be the dad. She later gave birth to a stack of Sean Stasiak 8x10s.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Oh my god!
Why don't we hear more about? We hear about the Mark Henry hand thing all the time, but we don't hear about the Sean.
We
Stasiak.
will. We're going to be doing a show. We're going to be doing a show later in the month on women's issues, and we're going to be tackling all the wrestling births and all the. No.
Oh, good, because we need to get more progressive. I think that's going to be the only. It's the only fair.
Well, you know, we're going to be fair and balanced. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, Brett. You know that one. You love it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a beautiful match. Paid tribute to by this week. Santos Escobar wore some Rey Mysterio inspired stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I love that one. Well, Vin, I gotta thank you for the Halloween Havoc memories. I love that. I do love that pay-per-view. Always. I would have also accepted all the times that there were Confederate soldiers at Halloween Havoc. At least two that I can recall. There was
Colonel Tom Parker.
That's number 3. There's Colonel Tom Parker. There was Jim Cornette dressed as a Confederate general, and there was, of course, the Southern Boys. So.
Oh, that's right.
All
Southern Boy.
Yeah, the all Confederate sympathizers, Confederate reenactors. I wouldn't even say sympathizers, but they definitely were wearing the costumes.
Hey, speaking of Confederate
maybe all
sympathizers, we got
refugees.
some hate speech in the chat.
Oh boy.
Yeah, please don't do that. I'm seeing that as well.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you know, I whatever. I'm just happy people are watching.
Yeah, that's what
honestly.
I'm saying. You know what? We're gonna go next Tuesday. It's all gonna change, and we get to be funny again, guys. I can't wait. But
Yeah.
thank you for the call, Vin. Well, we'll talk to you. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have a great night.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, Vince.
Let's bring our guest in.
Let's bring
He's
the
been
guest in. Yeah, let's.
politely waiting.
Oh my goodness, Sally, are you there?
I'm
Oh,
Oh,
are you here, Sally?
I am here. It is me.
Welcome.
Oh, it's
I'm
great.
finally here.
It's so good to hear your voice again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the thing is that this is so calming to me to hear you guys talking about wrestling. And it makes me go to sleep.
You've listened to
Because
it. You've listened.
I would say the majority of my life since I was 9 years old, I've been listening to Brett and Darren talk about wrestling, and I love you, don't care about it.
No, you
as
go
you
right.
know.
But you
That's
know
fair.
what? But you go right to bed, and it's good for all.
I go right to sleep. You guys lull me to sleep,
Mhm,
and I just have the most fantastic dreams.
That's right. That's right. Healthy
Yeah.
ones instead of the bad ones.
Eric in the chat is asking if there's still $1 Million Extreme fans upset with me. I think that might be. Honestly. who
Oh, did we
knows?
get a troll?
Oh, we've got multiple trolls.
Troll, call in 732-200 club. I'll put you on the air. I don't care. I don't care.
Oh no.
That's fine.
Am I allowed to say that Baron is autistic, or is that something that I'm gonna get canceled for saying?
I think it's a safe space for whatever at this
Yeah.
For
point.
saying that Baron is autistic.
I think that's. I mean, you're not saying it to deride him for it. You're just
No.
You
One of my
accept it.
longest relationships was with an autistic person. You guys both met him.
I'm.
So
Yeah,
I
sure.
really, really like autistic people.
Me too.
You know?
Brett doesn't.
No, he
Hey,
specifically.
that's
is a
speculation. That's speculation.
That's true. I
guy.
am just
Set the record
speculating.
straight.
I shouldn't
Well,
just
Sally-
speculate.
Well, we should all talk about how we met, because rarely do we get a guest with such a history.
Yeah, our only.
Really, you guys are. Darren is my number one oldest friend.
Yeah, pretty much. I used to.
In every sense of the word.
I used to.
He's 40 years old.
I'm in my 40s, but that's fine. Looking good. Lordy, look who's 40.
Yeah.
It's all right.
And you've got a shirt that says that and everything.
I do.
I met you two on the same night.
Yes.
Yes,
You were part of a
in the back.
band.
We were in a band, and we met in the band. See, Sally was in high school. I was.
Yes.
I had already dropped out of high school a number of years earlier, and I
Yeah.
used to drive Sally to high school in my white unmarked van.
Yes.
And
And one time, Darren and I got pulled over 3 times in a 30-minute period, just because he looked like Darren and
Yep.
I was 15.
I was a child,
In the
a young
passenger
child. But we were, you know, we were friends. We had the band going.
Yeah.
You know, it was a period of time in our lives, and then, you know, we got a show going on. We're playing in New Brunswick, New Jersey. I believe.
Oh, yeah.
I believe at Cortland Land, R.I.P.
Portland Land.
And
New Brunswick, yeah.
which is actually, it was the 11th anniversary of their first show recently. But actually, it must not have been there because this was before then. But anyway, this is like 2007, 2008, and it had to be 2008. And you know, we're playing the show, and you know, at the time, we were very big on MySpace. Okay, we were taking the New Jersey MySpace music scene by storm, and we
Yes.
booked all our shows through MySpace. And we'd look through, and one of the artists we saw was this rapper who went by the name of MC Steinberg from Roxbury, New Jersey. And we said, hey, you know what? This guy's got a pretty good flow. It's pretty good. It's kind of funny, but the songs are okay. Let's book him. Let's see what he does. And we booked him, and it turned out he was not a rapper. He was a comedian, a teenaged comedian named Brett Davis. And we brought him on our school bus. I forgot to mention our band toured in a broken down short bus. Yellow.
One of the most
Yeah.
disgusting things I've ever.
Yeah.
I mean, everything about the band had a very specific smell to it.
Yeah, we were
Smelled like crayons that had somehow gone bad.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
That
yeah.
is very, very accurate.
It
That is
smelled like
very
it smelled like glitter and old milk.
Oh, so it smelled like the bottom of the underneath a car's floor mat. Every car, same
that's-
smell.
I mean,
That's-
our band was a multi-sensory experience.
Yeah.
And we bring Brett on our bus, and you know, gave him a little scare. I don't know what Sally. I don't know. I know I scared him. I imagine Sally did
okay,
as well.
as a Jewish American princess, I had earlier in the week gotten a henna tattoo of a Star of David on my
You
wrist.
did.
And I went up to who I thought was MC Steinberg, and I said, "Hey, look!" And he looked at it, and he was like, What is that?"
I've never seen one.
And
before.
Yeah, he was not.
I was
And
two
I was
triangles. What?
was not familiar with the.
I was like, I think I said, Jewish. And he said, "Oh, I'm not Jewish."
Yeah.
Although
I mean, nowadays I probably wouldn't play a character named MC Steinberg.
Named MC Steinberg, who specifically talk like this.
Yeah, you were extreme.
And like,
you were doing a thing.
You had the curly hair, and you also like did something with your in a cute butt, and you did that thing with your face where you just looked. I mean, you were doing like a Woody Allen disgusted face. It was I'm not saying
it was sort of an amalgam of people I had met, and
you hadn't met that many people at that point.
So
I didn't realize that
all Jews into one category, and then you were doing an impression of that.
I liked that part of it, but then
I'd argue there was an innocence there that he's rightfully retired.
I agree.
I would argue not an anti-Semitic character.
No, not at all. Not in any way. No,
I wouldn't say so, and I'm the authority.
That's right. I in fact have no business giving my opinion on this matter, but I will say
shut up.
I was saying I was not offended. So pretty much, I think that's pretty much nobody has to be offended. I'm just saying that's just my opinion that I'm stating factually.
You would do the same though if Tracy Smothers came out and started screaming at the other. I think you'd be like, well, I don't have a place to give an opinion.
No, yeah, right. It's freedom of speech. It's right there in the Constitution. Okay?
Ugh.
All right.
Well, no free speech allowed in the chat.
But we met Sally that night, and Brett and I immediately hit it off talking about wrestling because we had no friends that talked to us about wrestling. And
that sentence really paints a picture. We met Sally that night, is what you said. we met Sally that night, and then Brett and I really started talking about.
Okay, all right. Well, maybe it was a little bit of a slip of the mind right there, but
but that is what happened. Is like we all came together, and then you guys just couldn't shut the fuck up.
Well, you know what?
Sorry, am I allowed to curse? Slobbing on each other's nobbins and just truly giving each other the business.
Thank you for censoring yourself there, Sally. I appreciate that.
About
but
rat.
You know what? We need like male fellowship, okay?
I was just gonna say men need to look out for each other and support each other.
Yeah, we need our space. Talking about wrestling, going through that together. That helped me and Brett, come to terms with our manhood,
our guilt of liking something so bad,
but our joy in sharing it together. Sally, I have a question. I don't remember. Maybe you do. Did you ever Did you ever watch a wrestling pay-per-view with us at Hooters?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Wait, at where?
Hooters. You never went to Hooters with us to watch wrestling?
Oh, definly, and I had clam chowder.
Oh, good. Great.
We would go to the Hooters.
I remember going to Hooters watching WrestleMania, I presume.
I think it was Royal Rumble, now that I think about it. I think we all went to watch the Royal Rumble.
That makes sense. That rings a bell.
And you had the clam chowder.
Oh, absolutely. I didn't know what you were supposed to order at a Hooters. I said clam chowder. I remember our waitress had a smiley piercing. If you're not sure what that is, it's when you smile, the piercing is like underneath your lip, and so it hangs down onto your top two teeth. Smiley piercing.
And she was great service, great atmosphere.
Oh, she was just fantastic.
Yeah, we would go to the Hooters in Wayne, New Jersey.
Which famously, that's where, if you're a Sopranos fan, that's where Tony Soprano told Christopher, that guy's the guy that killed your father. It was that Hooters in Wayne, New Jersey. Yeah, a great place. No longer there. COVID took it, I think. Actually, I don't know. I think it's
Sally. You're on a wrestling podcast. You're not a wrestling fan.
No.
You're actively put to sleep by it.
Well, yeah, I've tried very hard.
You have. You always have given it an honest chance.
Who sticks out in your mind as things that almost got you to like wrestling? People, events, moments. You starred in a video with a.
Oh yeah, what was this? Ashley Ash Remington.
Ashley Remington, smooth sailing.
Smooth sailing, Ashley Remington. I did star in that video. Now, I did not star. I did not have a speaking role, and I did a 14-hour shoot, apparently for 4 seconds of time in a 40-second video.
Well, that's the breaks.
What's his name now, though?
That's he was in Shikara, smooth sailing Ashley Remington. He was a sort of a yacht rock type gimmick.
Yeah, like from Yale, I think was the deal, and he was like very preppy, and he had sold his father's land somewhere, and that's how he had all his money, and now he was a yacht king.
Yes, but then he underwent a personality change, and he became Ring of Honor's Dalton Castle, the peacock, with his boys.
Sexy.
Right. So he's gay now.
It's ambiguous.
Right. Nice.
Ambiguous. Yeah.
I think that's a very beautiful and artistic character arc.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
But back to like anything that sticks out in your mind as a wrestling thing.
Well,
that you
I remember I liked the two guys that they dressed up like guys that would I'm gonna fuck it up. Like barbell guys. What are they? The vaudevillains?
Yeah.
Aiden
English and Simon Gotch.
Some small thing that only you guys showed me.
No, they were part of the WWE main roster for a bit. They were NXT Tag Team Champions. Aiden English has given us a loose agreement to do the show, so stay tuned for that.
You hear us, Aiden? Huh? You hear us, Aiden?
Yeah. You got a fan.
I love.
Yeah, that was a great gimmick.
That was a great gimmick.
They were very fun. That was so fun, and they seemed like they really were. They seemed like they were very much having fun with it, which I appreciated. Something else another thing, and I know Brett will attest to this, is that I was just so unbelievably horny for Paige. Oh. I mean,
you weren't the only one.
I know.
I feel you there. I mean, you know what? I don't want to say I was horny for Paige. That's not. Those are your words, not mine. I wouldn't say my.
Well, they're mine. Well, they are mine.
But I saw her as like a 19-year-old who was going in, living her dream, and I supported her so much. And then the bad.
Did you see Fighting with My Family?
That's how you saw her?
Yeah, I thought because I saw a documentary.
She's wearing a leather bustier.
Okay, not everything.
Like white.
Yes, Sally, I know she was, but I thought about more than her body. Okay, I remember I watched a documentary about her and her family. You know, she comes from
Fighting with My Family.
No, that was the Rock produced biopic. She had the documentary with her wrestling family and her crazy wrestling mother who like wrestled while Paige was in her womb. And I just said, you know what? These are likable, weird people from Norwich, UK, and I support them. And I always liked Paige too, but I don't know if I liked her the way you did.
Yeah, did you see Fighting with My Family?
With
Florence Pugh as
I know Florence Pugh.
No,
I didn't see it because I didn't know it was Florence Pugh when I first started seeing the trailers for it, and I was just like, I don't want to deal with that. I mean, okay, I love you guys, and I like when you explain wrestling to me, but in general, I don't like it as a concept. I'm like, it's like, I don't know, fucking soccer or something to you. It's just like, what? I don't really want to, I'm good.
Wrestling is wrestling is better than soccer. I'm just saying.
That's true.
Just saying. That is true. That's a true statement.
Okay.
But but Sally, you always have been accepting of us, and you've always.
I'm very open-minded.
Absolutely. Yeah. You've always given us a chance to explain wrestling to you because
your taste isn't like you're not like a snob about things. Your taste is all over the place.
It's a very good point, is that I watch the worst television shows of all time 45 times in a row.
Yeah.
Did you like the episode of Charmed with Buff Bagwell and Scott Steiner?
who are they? Who are those people? If you describe to me the kind of demons that they are, I will tell you.
Wrestling demons.
They're wrestling demons, very muscular, hot,
What
muscular
kind
men.
of demons were they in the show?
I
Sex.
never saw it.
Sex demons, maybe.
This is real. I need to know now.
Yeah, Sally loves Charmed. You love Star Trek. The Rock was
really love
on
Charmed.
Star Trek Voyager when his first acting roles.
Yes, he was.
Wow, I didn't know
Yes,
that.
and yeah, he was bad in that, but he is good now. Now I like The Rock.
Do you prefer The Rock or Dwayne Johnson?
I'm gonna be controversial here. I prefer Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Wow.
Sorry.
Can't choose.
Sorry,
I understand. You're that undecided voter. That's
Another thing about wrestling that I really like is Paul Bearer.
Wow.
Yeah. A nominee
That's-
for last week's Brawloween Awards.
Something that, again, I'm so sorry, guys. No fucking clue what you're talking
No,
about.
no.
It's only a thing that
Because I
was
don't
all over
listen
my
to your
social
show.
media.
Yeah, Sal, you're not checking Brett's social media, huh? It's all over it.
No, I signed off with social media for the month of October, actually.
Oh, congratulations. How's it been?
It's okay.
I noticed you were
I'm
gone.
bored.
I noticed you were gone, and I thought, I hope Sally's okay, and I didn't reach out. But I figured you were all right. I figured if it went bad, I'd hear about it.
It does feel like that. It feels like, oh no, I'm in rehab again.
Oh, that's all right. You know, it's a good time to go to rehab.
It is.
Yeah.
I think quarantine is a really good time to overhaul your skincare routine and go to rehab.
Yeah, I started using soap on my face.
You should, if you use soap, you should definitely also use moisturizer.
I don't know what that is. Is that like what?
I'll-
Gatorade?
I will send you some.
Okay, thank you, Sally. Thank you for.
Sally,
will
can you
send
give
you-
us your best Paul Bearer?
Yeah,
No, I have no idea what he sounds
From
like.
memory.
just try. Just try.
You're Paul Bearer, and your client, The Undertaker, is wrestling in a casket match against
Darren.
Okay, here. Okay, this
Darren.
is what I think he's. This is what I think he sounds like. Hey, why don't you go in there? Hey, now, hey, now, hey, whoa,
Couldn't be more off with that.
Sally, you're wrong. Sally, that was bad.
I'm gonna disqualify that you like Paul Bearer because
It's not
you're missing the
true.
key element.
You like the way.
I don't.
Like
I
that.
just. He talked like a spooky ghost.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course. He
and
did.
like not out of character too.
Not like the. I don't know what you were doing there. That was like a Tasmanian devil thing, maybe.
Yeah, well, that was me kind of yelling like what I think a ghost would.
That's like your. That's like your
like.
inner demons.
Yeah.
Good,
Yes,
good.
that's. Okay, I just watched Casper for the first time. You guys familiar with this?
Mhm.
Casper,
Yeah,
Friendly
yeah.
Ghost.
Absolutely, love
Yeah,
Casper.
Friendly Ghost. You know, the ghosts haunting the house that the people are trying to move in with, into the house that Casper lived in. They were always talking like, "Hey there, what are you doing there? Hey, get on out of my chair there, won't you?" And I was thinking, like, why don't they just go ahead and be like, "Get the fuck out of my chair, why don't you? Why don't you get
Well,
out?
that makes
I'm
sense.
going."
That makes sense to me because they're ghosts, so they come from the
Mhm.
old times, the vaudeville times. So they're gonna talk like that. They're gonna talk like, "Oh, it's the time of the war, eh?" You know, I don't know. I can't do it. I can't.
Right, but what about? But their whole point is to spook.
But
They
it
want to
is-
spook the
but-
people.
but
so
they're
if you
dead.
just scream really like a gremlin style of a scream, then I feel like they would have been more successful. Personally, that's just a personal opinion.
I think that's part of their flawed characters. You know,
Yeah.
they're not the
no,
most
no,
successful.
exactly.
They're constantly
no,
foiled by Casper.
Constantly, and the other part is that they have human faces, but then somehow once they're ghosts, they are CGI. So that's something I just don't understand.
I always thought what was scary about a ghost is, I mean, partially their voices, which are, I think they're supposed to kind of sound like the wind, you know, kind of like, oh, it sounds like the wind outside.
Yeah.
Ooh. But really it's the fact that they're ghosts and they just kind of appear. I think that's what's scary about him. I think the voice is like kind of a little bonus scare, but it's really that they're weird, scary ghosts.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
When I watch horror movies from like before 2005, I just cover my eyes every once in a while. But when I watch horror movies past that point, 2006 and on, I have to also plug my ears because I know that there's going to be a scare that's going to be auditory. It's going to be like a boom every once in a while when they want to really fucking scare the crap out of me.
I see, you get scared. See, I don't watch horror movies because I get too scared. I can't do it.
Do you see the scariest parts over and over again in your mind?
No, I just don't like feeling like it's gonna happen in any second. Like I have very low tolerance. The first movie that ever scared me was a movie called Ghost with Patrick Swayze. I was 5, and it was like, oh, it's a ghost! Ah, it's a ghost! I was horrified. And then you watch it back, and you're like, you know what? This isn't that scary. But then all of a sudden, Patrick Swayze's and Whoopi Goldberg's body, and it's like, no, this. You know what? It was
most
understandable
children,
why I was scared.
Most children I heard were turned on by that.
Oh,
they were sexually awakened by Patrick.
You talk to way too many horny children in your life.
Yeah, and
it's okay.
So what?
I don't think there's anything wrong with. Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I support it. Brett?
Sally, we do this thing on the show. We're gonna end with this segment. There's the Royal Rumble match. Are you familiar with this concept? I bet you've watched Royal Rumble with us, right?
I have, but yes, but what happens and what are the specific things?
So here's a quick overview of what we're doing. There's the Royal Rumble, which is a 30-man match or woman match now, and one entrant comes every minute, and they have to be eliminated over the top rope.
Yes.
And the last man standing is the winner. So we're doing a thing on the show called the worst Royal Rumble, which was inspired when the Saudi princes in Saudi Arabia put on a event called the Greatest Royal Rumble.
They basically bought WWE.
Yeah.
This is something that's real and really happening.
100% real.
Mm-hmm.
They had the
They haven't
greatest.
done it since COVID started, but they were doing 2 shows a year. One of them was this Super Royal Rumble, where they requested all of these people who were dead.
So they had to get like
not active
fakes.
wrestlers. They wanted Yokozuna, who was like a guy who died, maybe 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And so they were like, well, here's a sumo wrestler.
Here's a fat guy.
So we've been doing this. We have all of our guests announce a new entrant into the worst Royal.
So it's the
Rumble.
worst Royal Rumble, right?
So here's where we are. A few of the
Okay.
participants are currently being held hostage by Saudi royal forces after trying to leave the match. However, they were not eliminated. Del Close took the glamour girl Judy Martin and Effie onto the Saudi
And as well as Benito Mussolini's granddaughter.
She was eliminated.
I didn't think she was eliminated. I thought that
she has been eliminated. She was the second entrant tossed over the top rope by Effie.
I didn't know
They are
that.
non-active participants. We had our guests Chris Kubis and the Voros twins, famous for Da Vinci. They added the next 2 participants. The Voros twins picked, naturally, Da Vinci, Leonardo da Vinci, came in, holding the Mona Lisa,
Which he uses
as his weapon. It's a one-off weapon, but boy, it's going to be a huge story when he uses it. And to honor their other favorite artist, Chris Kubis picked MGK, Machine Gun Killa, the rapper.
Machine Gun Kelly?
Sorry, Machine Gun Kelly.
Jeez, Brett.
So we've got MGK and we've got Leonardo da Vinci in the ring. It's up to you to book the next minute of this match.
Yeah, who's coming in next, Sally?
Yeah, who enters? What music hits? Could be a wrestler or a non-wrestler.
What music hits? So I do a song first?
No.
No, Brett.
No,
You're
okay.
just confusing her.
Okay, yeah, don't confuse me. I think it should be Ross from Friends.
Okay, so the character Ross from Friends.
All right.
Yes.
What would be his entrance music be? Would it be?
It would be the Jurassic Park. No, it would be the Jurassic Park theme.
Wait a second.
He's a paleontologist.
He is a
All
paleontologist.
right. Is he got a dinosaur? Is he bringing like a lizard to the ring with him or something? Or bird maybe?
He's bringing Lucy, Australopithecus. It's a one of the missing links discovered in the 1970s.
Great.
So is he like wheeling this out?
He's holding it like a baby.
Okay. So is he going to use that as a weapon? I think it has no business being in a wrestling ring.
Wait, I'm sorry. Leonardo da Vinci has his greatest piece, but Lucy cannot be.
Leonardo da Vinci.
That says a lot about where you're.
Leonardo da Vinci does not know the weight of the Mona Lisa in the future. He doesn't know that it's the greatest piece of art ever made. He just thinks it's this painting. He wasn't appreciated in his time as well as we appreciate him in future generations. Ross from Friends knows the value of these fossils that he has.
He knows the value more than you would understand because guess what? He's in love with Lucy. She's not just some razzle-dazzle, chimmy-chazzle kind of floozy.
So Lucy,
so Randy Savage Elizabeth situation.
Right. So Lucy is his valet. Lucy is like his valet. She's like his supporter.
Yes, his valet. Yes.
But she is. But I just want to make sure
she's in the ring.
I want to make sure. I just want to understand. She is a pile of rocks, though. She's not animated.
No, she's not a pile of rocks. She's a skeleton with a little bit of flesh matter adhered to her bones.
Oh,
so I'm
I
gonna
see.
Say MJK's a bit of a rabble rouser, so he's gonna say, "Hey Ross, is this who you cheated on Rachel with?" And the virtual audience in the Jeddah Thunderdome
says,
they'll all go, "Oh,
oh no, okay." But then Ross
says,
grabs Lucy's femur, so far displacing only one of her four limbs. Okay, grabs her femur, strikes MGK over the head with it, and yells, "We were on a break!"
Perfect.
Great.
Thank you.
Great.
That was a little bit of a volley for you. Are there any eliminations?
No, we're all still there. MGK, Da Vinci, Ross.
All right. Well, it's up to the next person. So far, we've got 6 active competitors in this match.
Right, but 3 are stuck on an
airplane. You have to remember that Ross has Lucy. I do need to just hammer that home.
Right. Lucy is kind of... No, Lucy's in the ring?
She's in the ring. He's cradling her. That's
okay. This sounds honestly. This sounds dangerous. I'm just saying. I hope he knows what he's doing.
He's got these bones, but I feel like he's going to be distracted. At some point, somebody's going to take advantage of this.
I mean, as soon as he sees that pretty Mona Lisa in the painting, I feel like his eyes could wander.
He is a historian.
Though. Yeah. I think he might not be as distracted by great art.
How old was Sally? Do they know how old Lucy was when she died?
Yes, she was 15.
Oh, same age as Mona Lisa. So this could be
something about those 15-year-olds. Maybe they should open up the gate about that.
Because she's dead, it's not illegal that he's dating her, but it is frowned upon.
It's not right, and it's also not. Right. It's not. It's also cross species. Lucy is not human. She's a hominid.
Not exactly, but she's on her way. It's almost just like
could Ross and Lucy make a little paleontologist?
Yes, they could make something. I don't know if it would have the brain capacity to be a paleontologist, but at least an architect.
It could at least be a wrestler.
Yeah, it could at least be a wrestler.
Right.
Well, stay tuned to future episodes for a continuation of this story.
Right, we're gonna
Sally. Yeah, thanks for joining us on this edition.
Thank you so much for having me on. I had so much fun. I love you guys. I hope that wrestling never gets eliminated.
Well, we got to keep it strong
for your sake.
Thank you so much, because if I didn't have it, what am I gonna watch?
President's in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yes, show some respect.
Our biggest star in Hollywood is a wrestler, so. I'd say we're as mainstream as well.
Yeah, everything's going well.
Let me just tell you that what Brett just said about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson being our biggest star and Donald Trump being our president, he texts to me at least once a month.
Mhm.
Well,
He tells me that.
putting her in her
on
place.
Brett and I only refer to our president as WWE Hall of Famer Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. God, can you strip him
Strip
of
him.
the title?
I would love to see Donald Trump in a tuxedo match. Sally, do you know what a tuxedo match is?
No, but I can guess. It's like you have to keep pulling off parts of their Chippendales clothing.
They wear the tuxedo. That's right, with the top hat and cane, the hat and tails, and
Another
strip
thing
them
that I
down.
really like about wrestling is the Money in the Bank match. I like the little themes.
You like that?
That I like little themes, and there's it's like a guts, whatever the Nickelodeon thing was called, Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah. Is there something, what's one thing if you could change one thing about wrestling to make it more appealing to just a regular gal like yourself, what would it be?
Mm-hmm. Witches, for sure.
A regular gal like Sally Burtnick.
Yeah,
Our
witches.
regular gal.
If you put witches in,
Okay.
you're gonna get a demographic.
We have wrestling witches. We have plenty. We have one that's a fan of the show.
Again, we did a whole Brawloween Award special last week. We had several nominees for Best Witch, including one of them that appeared on the show, Papa Shango, the Witch Doctor.
Witch Doctor. That sounds great.
We had Roxy Laveau, the Voodoo Queen. We had Daphne, Rosemary. We had from your camp, the Vice did a documentary about voodoo wrestlers in Congo.
That's amazing. If we could just get probably 6 or 7 times more witches, I think that it would be good for wrestling and good for the overall community. Regular people.
That's a really good suggestion. I'm really happy we could center your voice here.
Thank you for listening.
We didn't nominate Isla Dawn. She's a witch too, I think. She's witchy.
Boy.
From NXT UK. Anyway, thank you so much, Sally.
Thank you, Sally.
Oh, thank you guys.
Thank you.
And thank you for people listening, people in the chat, except for the 2 people that kept putting racial slurs.
Oh shit!
Yeah, fuck you guys.
Yeah, what are you boneheads doing, losers?
If you like the show, you can check us out online on Twitter at wrestling_club_ on Instagram at wrestlingclub_WFMU. Please, if you like the show, we're on iTunes, we're on Spotify. On iTunes, you can give us ratings and reviews. That helps us become, something more than just a way that Darren and I waste time. And subscribe however you get your podcast, because you can do that now.
And we'll be back next week. And make sure you check out Brawloween in the archive if you haven't had a chance to yet. That was a really fun show we did last week, live on the radio. Mick Foley, we had Papa Shango, we had Gangrel, Danhausen, Violent J. Yeah, it was really kind of monumental for us in many ways. So check that out in the archive. And we'll be back next week with a whole new show with some guests. We'll see how it all turns out. But I think that's it, Brett. We'll sign off.
Yeah.
All right.
Have a good day.
Have a good life. And get out there and vote.
Get out there and vote.
Vote against the WWE Hall of Famer. The only time I'll ever say that.
Vote Biden. Get him in WWE.
That's right. Vote. And if you don't like Kamala, just pretend you're voting for Kamala. Okay, bye everybody. See you next week.